Hello, Gun Nation. Big Johnson coming at you. It says we are live, so we'll give it a second. Let it catch up here. Let me know if you can see and hear me and all that good stuff. So chime in. We'll do a roll call here real quick. I've been saying hi to everybody, and doesn't look like Cody. Oops, sorry. Doesn't look like Cody's going to make it. I was hanging out and emailed him and all that, so I don't know. But we'll do a quick roll call. Mr. Dan was first. It is hard to beat Dan O'Neill. He seems like he's always first. We got Mike High, Kyla, CZ Shadow 2, Pistol Pete, and Kyla, I will get to that question. Richard Jenkins, A-Dub, Wiley Guns. Hello, Wiley. Andy Irish. Daniel got as my judge. Armsman. How are y'all doing? And like I said, if you didn't hear me, I haven't heard from Cody. I sent him all the information. Just so you know, Michael L. won, but he couldn't do it. So Cody was the runner-up. I got with Cody. He said that he could. And we've been kind of conversating, but I don't know what happened. So, maybe it just wasn't for him or who knows what. But I've got some questions. I know y'all will have some questions, so this is a great time to just ask questions. Kylo was asking, do I think the Ruger Max 9 is worth $400? It depends on if that's the gun you're looking for, the small like Shield Plus, high capacity type. It very well could be. From what I hear, it is a little snappy. The trigger's not super great, but not that bad. Does hold a pretty good amount of rounds. So if that's something you're in the market for, I do like that it has the fiber optic front sight. So if that's something you're in the market for, Ruger's a reputable brand. So if there's any issues with it, they're going to stand behind it, such as Smith & Wesson and the other big makers wouldn't have a problem doing it. But, it's completely up to you. Me personally, that's not my cup of tea. I'm more of a compact size person, not really a subcompact or any of that. It does have a little better grip than like a regular Shield, but that is what it is. Let's see here. Pistol Pete is saying, really liking the Holosun 507C X2 AC SS. That's awesome. Yeah, I think the big ring, especially for a new beginner with a red dot, I think that's a really good option. Like if you're going to hold it high or low or wherever, you'll be able to it's going to help you format that dot to know where you are and how far you're off if you're not used to it. And y'all probably don't know this, but I'm a tester for what am I trying to say? I'm basically on the affiliate program with Primary Arms, and I haven't. I've been on the wait list for one, but the demand with regular consumers, and I'm not a big, huge YouTuber or anything like that, but I've been on the list and I hadn't been able to get one yet. So I even thought about just ordering one, but they were like, "Oh no, wait, we'll try to get you one." So I haven't done it, but been very curious on it. I think it's a really good option. Any opinion on the SIG's lawsuit to Springfield for the Hellcat? I personally, to me, there's a lot of people that are playing in that pond, with those small guns and really packing it in there. I don't really think SIG has. It's probably for the mag similarities, but I don't know. I mean, it seems like everybody can sue everybody now. So whatever they want to do. I mean, I don't really have a dog in that fight, but I guess that's what we have the courts for. So if they think they've got a leg to stand on, they'll do it. It's kind of like Trijicon suing Holosun. Everybody's out there. Hello, Uncle Dan. How are you? Guy comment. If I missed anybody, yeah, Primary Arms. Yeah, and I mean, I've got some relationships, of course, with Harry's holsters, lock grips, primary arms, um, links defense. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff out there. I'm just going to be very honest with you since we're talking about it. Primary arms, I love primary arms. I've been there many times, seen all the people, Tom and everybody. I mean, they all know me. When I walk in, it's really cool when I go to the store or the little retail location in Pearland, Texas. Um, when I did Instagram, I used to do Instagram lives and stuff from there and all that stuff. Super, super nice people. But, I'm the kind of person that I don't just want to get stuff in just to review it. And I hope y'all know that about me. If I am truly not interested in it, or if it's something that I will not really test out for my own personal use, then I don't want to get it from them. I don't want to just say, hey, send me this little piece of gear, let me test it and then throw it in a box. I do a lot of long-term testing. I've got belts that I've got for 4 years, like the $40 gun belt. I still wear the damn thing, and I've had it for 4 years, and I bought them. I know they sent them to me. But I mean, I've done those kind of long-term reviews, the core belt reviews I've had for over 2 years, stuff like that. If I really know that I'm going to test it, then I'll ask for it. But otherwise, I just let other people do all the little stuff. Andy Irish is saying, any thoughts on the ATF latest proposed changes? Well, anything that is an infringement upon my rights and your rights, they can piss up a rope. Just being honest with you, that's where you have to decide if you are going to fold like a lawn chair or if you're going to say, I've had enough. So I hope you know where I'm going with that. But they can propose anything. They can propose marriage to somebody else. I don't give two shits. I really don't. I appreciate like Guns and Gadgets for getting the information out there. Coda Boy getting the information out there. That's great that everybody's keeping us in the loop. But you just gotta stand on your own feet and make your own decisions. Let's see here. Yeah, matter of fact, I believe that they are. A-Dubs is saying Primary Arms coming out with the mini prismatic optics soon. That's another thing. I've been wanting to test their prism optics for quite a while. They've got the, regular one, the 1 times, they got the 3 times, the 5 time magnifier or prism. And man, they're just sold out all the freaking time. So, since I had the astigmatism, I've been really wanting to test those out, but they never have them in stock. I mean, they just don't. The $30 belt is the best I've ever bought, nearly impossible to wear out. I agree. I mean, the damn thing's bulletproof. I've got 3 of them, and they wear great. Yep, I'm definitely out of rope. I'm to the end of my rope. I'm tired of this wishy-washy shit. Anything that they're going to, when they say, I hate the people that say I'm a gun owner, but, or I have a gun, or I believe in gun rights, but when you throw up the but, that's when you've lost me. I'm done. On ATF, completely agree. Heard a quote the other day that firearms are a right, a bill of versus a need. Exactly. I mean, we were born with the right, in the Bill of Rights. I mean, that's what Second Amendment is. We were born with that. It's not something that was given to us. I mean, as far as I'm honestly concerned, I think that a license to carry is an infringement personally. The only reason I have to have it is because, like, even if, and of course, this Texas constitutional carry and stuff, it's been flopping around. I think they're just trying to find a way to kill it. But constitutional carry in Texas is awesome because I live in Texas, but also travel to Oklahoma, Arkansas, all of these other places. So when I leave Texas, even if we had a constitutional carry, that doesn't mean I can carry in Oklahoma and Arkansas and things like that. So I would still have to have an LTC, a license to carry. So, I would still keep it even if we had constitutional carry. But I think, really filling out all your paperwork, and people don't understand with a license to carry, you're doing fingerprints, you're doing an FBI background check. I mean, it's more detailed. I mean, we're more of a good guy than just a person that can go in and buy a gun. So, if you have an LTC, you should be able to carry in all 50 states. But there's, I think, 4 that I can't carry in. But California is not a state anyway. It's a freaking swamp. Let's see here. IBG, it's the $30 gun belt. It's a leather gun belt. It's just a thick leather gun belt. And I have the core on right now, or I would show it to you. Yeah, I think they did go up, Pistol Pete. I think they're like $38 or $40. Yeah, and I agree, Uncle Dan, and I've said that before too. With an LTC, like Uncle Dan and myself, we can go into a gun store. We still fill out the 4473, but then they just write our LTC number on there. We don't have to wait for a background check. They don't have to call it in. We're already pre-approved. So that is another benefit of having your LTC. Hello, Kathleen. How are you? Music is in the house. And if y'all didn't hear Cody, I haven't heard from him. I can check here real quick, see if he sent me an email. No, don't see it. So sorry about that. I figured sometime down the road this might happen, but this gives us a chance to get caught up. I know that a lot of people, I've had some complaints saying, hey, we have a lot of questions, and when you have a guest, we can't, ask all the questions we want. So I might back off a little bit on the guest, maybe, and I said it originally, and I was going to do it maybe once or twice a month, but it's been pretty consistent every single time. So y'all have to let me know if you want me to do 1 or 2 a month or 1 a month, and then, do this and have on other guests, so y'all have to let me know. And of course, I enjoy the people's chat too, having other people on. All right. Kathleen said she is a good shot, or I am good. Shot my SP01 on Monday. Awesome. Can't go wrong. Hey, what's up, Channel Cat? How are you, man? Oh, Channel Cat. Yeah, he and I text back and forth quite a bit. He's a good guy. I did grab some ammo. I don't know if you saw it. I posted up. I'm not making videos and stuff on it. But I did post up that I was able to get 600 rounds of Browning 124 grain 9mm. It's a 150 round box, all brass, 124 grain for $54.99. So $54.99 for 150 rounds. Not the best in the world, but right now, that's not bad. So I was able to get 600 rounds because you could get 2 boxes of it. That was your maximum that you could get. But when I was in line, there was like 6 people back in the ammo section. They had it kind of cornered off, I guess, for COVID or whatever, but nobody's wearing a mask. They had put a bunch of ammo up there. And matter of fact, I happened to be right next door to a location that I was going to see for work. So it just worked out that way. And anyway, I went in and, went back there. I said, do you have 9mm? They're like, yeah, we got a crap load of it in. I was like, cool. But they had all the different kinds of 9mm. Went back there. They had the 100 round box of Winchester, 115 for $34.99. And then they had some other boxes for like $19.99. But of course, why not get 300 rounds versus 200 rounds or 100 rounds? So anyway, I was talking to these 2 guys, older guys in line, and like, yeah, I'm just going to grab some ammo. And so we just kind of started shooting the crap, and we talked for, I don't know, about 5 or 7 minutes. Anyway, the guy was like, what ammo should I get? And I said, well, this Browning, the 150 rounds of 124 grain, because I do prefer 124, because I want to practice with what I actually shoot as a defensive load as far as the grain. And so anyway, I grabbed my 2 boxes, went up and paid for it. He grabbed his 2 boxes, went up and paid for it. And he said, meet me outside. I want to talk to you. So I said, okay. So I got my stuff, paid for it, went outside and was talking to him. And he said, he goes, I wanted to ask you something. He goes, do you shoot a lot? And I said, yeah, I shoot a lot. And he said, well, I just go shoot in my backyard and I've got a lot of ammo. Do you want to buy this from me? And I was like, sure. How much do you want for it? He goes, exactly what I paid for it. So I was like, hell yeah. So anyway, I grabbed $100 or $200 out of my pocket and didn't have change. Didn't have change. And this other guy that I was chatting with, he was standing there talking to us, and he goes, "Well, I've got change for 100." Pulls a freaking bank bag out of the back of his pants, unzips it. He probably had like $6,000 cash in there, and it broke my $100 bill. So I gave the guy $120. It was like 119.08. I gave him $120, and he gave me his 300 rounds. So that's how I got 600 rounds. So just happened to work out that way. But I will take it. And what I try to do is whatever I buy, that's what I shoot. I don't really go into my big stash. So that's what I try to do. And, as far as, people were asking about the ATF and stuff, what I think they should do is they should defund the ATF, just take it away, get rid of it, and, put that money back in the government and quit paying out all this money to everybody for being off work and stuff like that. I've been to 6 different businesses this week and talking to them. They're hiring, every one of them are hiring like crazy. And a lot of people aren't coming back because they're making more money off unemployment. It's just, and I'm not saying these are high paying jobs, but what they were paying these people, now they can't get them to come back because they're making a little more money off unemployment. And so I guess they're riding the couch and not wanting to work. But hello, Big Al. How are you? Just got back from a doctor's appointment. I hope everything checked out. Big Al, let us know. Yeah, Wiley, they've been running that for quite a while. I have seen it. Federal's doing it, and yeah, no, it's federal. Federal's been doing that for a while, but what I understand, it can take like 14 to 21 days to ship it. So I do know some people that have ordered off of that, and it took forever to ship it, but they did get it. And the shipping wasn't, I want to say the shipping was a little bit high. Can't remember exactly what he told me it was, but he said the shipping was a little high. But if you can't get it. Brian is saying, where did it go here? The comments are going fast. Brian is saying he sold his Wilson Combat EDC X9 yesterday. I'm going to miss her. Huh. Did you just get something else, or were you a little tired of it? Or, maybe it's none of our business, but yeah, guy comment. I'm big on rotating my rounds and using my oldest ammo first. Is that a waste of time? My oldest ammo was purchased in 2016. If that's what you're comfortable with, the way that I do it is I do store my ammo correctly. So I do have them in not just the boxes. I don't put them in the cardboard boxes. Or if I do put them in the cardboard boxes, they are actually in a steel ammo case, and they do have the desiccant bags in there. The little don't eat the silica bags. They're in there and they're stored correctly. But I have ammo from, holy shit, I have ammo from probably 2007 or older. Shoots fine. So it's all how you store it. If you store it properly, you don't really have to rotate it. I never have. I just, when I get it in the cardboard boxes, I'll put it in a different area and I'll shoot that first. I just that's my shooting pile. I don't really go into the stock pile. But it's whatever you feel comfortable with. Yeah, don't eat that Disca bag. It says it all over it. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. That's funny that you said that, Texas Jim. Here it is right here. And yes, I do carry it. See, that's what I'm saying. Anything that I am really interested in, I will physically carry it on the road, carry it in my pocket. You know, there's the 300, there's the 1,000. So, yes, I'm actually really liking it. The damn thing is a freaking Microtech knife. I mean, it reminds me of a Microtech knife like so much. It's crazy, but you think it's kind of long, it is, but it carries super well in my front pocket. And I like that deep concealment clip. That thing is, I don't care for the lanyard. They give you a lanyard too that you can hook on here to pull it out of your pocket. But I mean, I just pop it right off with the clip and I haven't had any problems with it. Yeah, it's called a wedge for a reason, so don't buy it used. I didn't mean to blind anybody. Yep, don't eat that. And I will take this out because I can't show that on YouTube because they get all butthurt. But I am carrying a different holster. I've done a review on it, and I wanted to give this another chance, and I took one hook off of it because it's a pain in the ass with two hooks. This is a Tenacor. This is for the X300 U or A, or U or B, and it is for the Staccato Duo. So I'm carrying this whole week, and anyway, stick that back in there. But so I'm giving this one another test because I don't believe in just, and I did test that out for like, gosh, 2 months, but I did not like it. But I decided to give it another chance. And anyway, but okay, Big J, thoughts on steel case ammo and do you shoot it? MZ, I actually have steel case ammo. I have steel case 45. I don't have any steel case 9. I have steel case 7.62x39. I have steel case 5.56 and 2.23. Yes, I do shoot it. Honestly, as far as wearing out extractors and stuff like that, it probably could over time, but I really haven't had. I did have one gun that was a little picky on it. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was a precision barrel. I think it was one of the CZs. I can't remember. Might have been the SP01. But anyway, I was shooting steel through it, and it would kind of hiccup on a couple of them. But then I ran brass through it, and it ran fine. But could have just been that particular make. I want to say it was like Monarch or something. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, I mean, 7.62x9 or steel case ammo goes bang. So some of them have harder primers. So if you've got a lot of tricked out race kits and trigger kits, sometimes the firing pin spring might not be strong enough to send off some of the super hard primers, but for the most part, runs great. So Redbird, I am actually in Texas. So if you saw the video yesterday, I was in Amarillo. Tonight I'm in Wichita Falls, Texas. And I went to, in Amarillo, I went to, gosh, I've been there 10 times or more. Amarillo, God dang it, what is it? It's a place, the home of the Big Texan. It's called the Big Texan. It's the home of the 72-ounce steak. So it's 4.5 pounds of meat. But they have a challenge. If you can eat the steak, which is 4.5 pounds, 72 ounces, if you can eat the steak, 3 fried shrimp, a salad, a roll, and I think that's it. But if you can eat all that in an hour, you get it for free. And I did a little video of a guy that was going to do the challenge. Real quick video and threw it up there. Yeah, that's the thing. Kathleen's saying American Gun Chick had a gun blow up in her class. Guns can blow up. You can get bad ammo, especially now. And a lot of people don't realize it, but when you, and I'm not going to take a round out of here. I'll just drop the mag so I can show you. But when you seat rounds in your gun and you actually load them in the chamber and then you take them out, a lot of people don't know this, but this bullet, I'm going to remove this so people can see this real quick. Sorry about that. But if you chamber this round, you can have this bullet push up into the case because you've chambered it. And if you do that multiple times, you can actually push this up in there and you can actually have a bad round, meaning it can blow up. So I don't know if that's what it was. If it was remand ammo, we don't know. There's a lot of variables that come into play there. So, but yeah, and in the gun, if you looked at it, and if you look at most guns, when they blow up, they're going to blow the extractor out, they're going to blow the mag out. So it's kind of everything working down and to the side away from the shooter. So hell, I had a gun blow up. Was not my gun. It was a buddy's gun. He had loaded some funky ass ammo. And I had a gun. It was a polymer gun. I don't think it was, what was it? Damn it. I can't remember what the hell. Oh, it was an SD9 VE. So it was the old Smith & Wesson, that kind of Glockish one. I think Glock sued him for that gun. But anyway, I actually had that blow up in my hand, and it just kind of had powder burns all over my hand. It didn't hurt me, but it blew the hell out of the gun. All right. AA is asking, any thoughts on the Shadow 2 versus the Shadow 2 Orange? Shadow 2 Orange is a great gun. Of course, it's modified versus the stock Shadow 2. I've got two guns that were done by Fire for Effect. They've got complete trigger kits in them. They've got, with the Orange, you're getting the barrel. God, what the hell is it? If you wouldn't ask me, I could have told you. Basically, it's the thing that goes in the front to keep the barrel tighter for lockup. And you can have that done too. So you can take a regular Shadow 2 and have it tricked out to basically everything and more that comes on a Shadow 2 Orange. And you can make the trigger actually better than a Shadow 2 Orange. But if you just want something right out of the box, the Shadow 2 Orange is great. Shadow 2 is, if you don't know it, that is my favorite CZ. Even over the TSO. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, I saw that on Kentucky Ballistics, and I'm glad he's alive. Holy shit. That was nasty. Yeah, Shadow 2 is a fabulous gun. Can't recommend it enough. And I've had people, say, well, I can take the SP01 and make it just like a Shadow 2. No, you can't, because you're going to have to change the frame to a Shadow 2 frame, totally different frame. You still can't, you can make it super nice. You can make it into a Shadow 1, but it just can't. I've shot some tricked out Shadow SP01s, and they're really, really nice. The triggers are super nice, but it's just that ergonomics on that Shadow 2. You just can't beat that. I don't think you can. Okay, had a P320 pre-recall blow out an extractor and fire out a battery. Yeah, that does not surprise me. If you look at, that's something, if you really do a lot of research on SIG, that has happened. The back is, left out, and hell, I even have videos on my X5, and that thing would stick out a battery all the time. That was the X5 pre-Legion, not the Legion, the pre-Legion. I've got videos where I'm just sitting there racking it and the damn thing's sticking out of battery. So, things like that can happen. Uncle Dan, just get a stock Glock, a man's gun, and learn to shoot it. But everybody forgets, and I have those questions like, why do you have all these tricked out guns? Why do you have this? Why do you have that? Everybody forgets I was shooting stock guns when most people were shitting yellow. So, I've been there, done that, got a hat and a t-shirt. So, I like to shoot other things, not just stock guns. And I have stock guns. People think all of my guns are tricked out, but not every one of them. Let's see here. Bushing. That's what I was thinking about, like a 1911 bushing. All right. Also, I just wanted to say this, and y'all might already know this. If there's anybody that's in the market for a truck or a sport utility, a Ford, a Chevy, a Dodge, anything like that, I recommend getting it now if you can, because if y'all don't know, they're all on intergalactic back order for microchips, which has raised, even if you're looking for a used vehicle, it's raised the price of the used vehicle market. So it's insane what you'll even pay for a used vehicle now. So if you need a new truck, I would highly recommend getting it now. Trust me, I know. So I'll just throw that out there. You might ask how I know. I know. Don't wait, because you might be waiting a long ass time. Big Al is saying, I bought a Rock Island Arms single stack 10 millimeter, and I've shot the crap out of it, looking to see if it would fail. Not a single issue, adjustable sights, and that thing is dead accurate. Dead on accurate. What do you think? Man, if you like it, I still, if I were you, I would still, if you ever get the chance, send it to Hayes Customs. He can make it even better. He will polish it, smooth it. The only thing I don't like about the Rock Islands personally, and it's not anything against it, but they're made in the Philippines, so that's one reason I got into staccatos, because they're made in Texas. However, on like the safeties and things like that, they're super rough. They're not as polished. Not that that's a bad thing, but they would just, now the STI and the staccatos can catch me right here. But the Rock Island, man, it was scraping me all over. There's just a lot of unsmoothed parts. The one that I shot was a Rock Island 45 double stack, and it had a little bit of issues. But I diagnosed them for the guy, and I said, you need to get this throated, the barrel throated and polished. So he did take it to the guy that I recommended him to, not Hayes, a different guy that was closer. And he polished it, throated the barrel, and then after that, it fed perfectly. It fed flat nose and round nose perfectly, and hollow points. For $800 to $900, it's not a bad gun. I mean, but the problem is some of the mags don't work. So when you try to find other mags, because most of them are para mags, they're hard to find, and some of them do not feed reliably. You could buy 4 mags, and 3 of them could be bad. So that's experience in the past. They might have changed that, but like I said, that was what was going on with it now. But if you like it, it shoots accurate. Hell, you can't go wrong with it. What's up, Bald? How are you, man? Yeah, Bald missed the Grand Power chat. Okay, Music is saying she is not a fan of 1911s, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some people aren't. Some people, they're not used to them. They don't like them. Some people don't like shooting 45. But 1911 and 9 millimeter is definitely cheating. But it's just like I said, there's 31 flavors, so whatever works for you. That's the good thing about choices. We can choose what we want to shoot and what we enjoy. And that's the thing. I do enjoy trying different guns. And the ones that I really, really like, I'll tend to gravitate towards, and, maybe buy multiples or different generations or different models of them. Some that I don't care for, I won't. So, if y'all have seen the videos, if you have a gun that you really, really, really enjoy, I recommend getting 2, rather than just having, maybe one of a bunch of different makes and things like that. If you like the P10C, get 2 of them. If you like the P07, get 2 of them. Because, that way you have a backup if something were to go down. I mean, hell, you can put slides on, if you trick out one lower, you can put different slides on it. You can make one optic ready, one not, so there's things that you can do with them. Oh. Will and Wildarm, how are you, sir? Hello, Frank. He says, I have 2 pair of Ordnance P12 45s and have 10 magazines, and they all work good. Yeah, I was talking about the older ones. I know when they first came out, when they hit when they were shooting them in USPSA and stuff like that, single stack divisions, some of the mags were not made well. So if you buy like a lot of the used mags, some of them won't work. Just because how they say that you have to tune the mags and stuff like that. Some of them you can look at the sheet metal where they're actually welded together, and one side will be higher on the follower rather than having a flat follower. It'll be tilted, so your bullets are like feeding sideways. Like when I used to buy used mags, you couldn't shoot them, of course, at the gun, the swap meet or the gun show. So I would actually look at that, and you could see a lot of them that just were completely jacked up. But that was also the same thing with the old STIs when they were STI. If you bought the 2011 mags, man, you could get 3 or 4 that work out of 5 or 6. So that's what I was saying, Richard. On some of the Rock Island 2011, some are reliable. Some are not. You might have to do a little, like I said, tuning the throat of the barrel. The feed ramp is what I'm talking about in the throat. You might have to polish some of those. Some of them just work perfectly right out of the box. So I'm not saying that they're bad. It's whatever you like. But I know that Hayes, if you send it to Hayes, he can make those things like freaking race guns. Now it's going to cost you, but he can do it. Let's see here. Yeah, Big L, that's what's funny. The Glock, that Glock 19X that I have, it doesn't even say Glock. Since it's been customized, it doesn't say Glock anywhere on it at all. Not even the barrel is a Glock because I've got the threaded barrel in it. So, but it does say Glock on some of the mags, unless they have a base plate on them or a +5. All right, you got to give me some more questions. Also, what are y'all thinking about this border crisis? I know here in Texas, it's killing us. I've got a buddy of mine that is down in the Rio Grande area, and I talked to him yesterday, and he said it's a madhouse. He has a friend of his that is a farmer and a rancher. He's actually a rancher, not a farmer. But he said that they're just walking through his fields. He's shined the spotlight back there, and he can just see him walking in a little caravan up right through his back fields from the Rio Grande. So it's crazy. Hello, Floridian. How are you, man? But yeah, I saw this thing the other day. They were saying, "Oh, we don't have an open border." What? They had, what was it? Under the Trump, they had, well, I think it was 42,000 people try to come in. Since Joe Biden's been in, they've already had 180. Was it 180,000? I think it's 180 anyway. It's 180,000 people. It's crazy. All right, let's see here. With the ATF, our Indy Irish saying, with the ATF going after braces, would you do an SBR Form 1? Well, Indy Irish, we talked about that earlier, and my opinion. So I hope you kind of caught where I was going with that. But you could do one of two things if you don't feel comfortable about, or if you don't want to SBR it. You could put a 16-inch barrel on it if you wanted to do that, or you could just do what you want to do. let's see here. Yeah, Uncle Dan is saying the same thing. Rabbi is saying, so I'm considering the P320X5 Legion in the near future. Do those come with an optic cut? Yes, they do. Matter of fact, the new one, I mean, they used to only take Delta Point Pros or SIGs. Now I think they will actually even take an RMR. So you do have that. Yeah, Big Al, I kind of said the same thing. I think they need to put 100 FEMA trailers in the White House lawn, and that will be the start for some illegals. Yeah, I kind of said the same thing. I was like, if he's going to let them all in, he just needs to let them in his house. They can all stay with him. Good night, Uncle Dan. Appreciate you coming on, buddy. Brian is asking, do you have or done a review on the P365? Yes, I did a review on the 365, and it is actually on Harry's. Well, put it this way. Yeah, it was Harry's gun from Harry's Holsters. This was way back when on the original 365. I had racked it, loaded it, filming it, went to pull the trigger, and the firing pin broke. So that was going to be my very first time to shoot a SIG P365. So needless to say, I racked the slide, thought I had a bad round, pulled the trigger again, nothing, took the gun apart, it was a broken firing pin. So what I did is I took that gun and I was filmed walking straight over to the trash can and I threw it in the trash can. That was my review on the SIG P365. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but that was the original one, not since they fixed it. But honestly, and I've said this numerous times, for me, the grip is way too tiny. I carry appendix, and going down to grab it, I've tested it, and I cannot grab that tiny of a grip consistently and get it out and get it on point quick enough for me. I'm not saying I'm a speed demon or anything like that, but the grip is just way too small. Then you will say, oh, what about the SIG P365 XL? It's definitely better, but I prefer compact guns, like real full-size or full-size compacts, not the little bitty guys. But to each their own. Nothing wrong with that. I missed a comment here. I was trying to see it. Rabbi saying, should I put the RMR on there? Is that the current best? I mean, it depends on what you're going to use it for. But I mean, you could run an RMR. If it'll take the RMR, it'll take the SRO. If you want a bigger field of view, you know, I'm not big on the SIG optics. Seen too many of them go down. But you know, whatever you're going to use it for, and whatever you feel comfortable with. The RMR is a very small window, or the small window, in my opinion. Hey, I appreciate that, Big Al. Big Al saying thumbs up, folks. It makes a difference, and yes, it does. Helps with the algorithms and all that good stuff. So definitely appreciate the thumbs up. So if y'all want to smash it, I'd appreciate that. Pistol Pete, I like the Holosun optics, not where they're made, but they are quality for me. And I would agree with that. You know, if y'all all know me, I do prefer American-made products. However, I have really not had any problems with my Holosuns, and I now have 10 of them. I've got the 507Cs, the new 508T, but all the rest of them are 507Cs. And I do have one of the new 507C X2. It's got the little battery tray on the side. I haven't had any problems with any of those. All right, let's see here. And these things are going fast. Big J, with the discontinue of the Rami, do you think they will go up in their value? To be honest with you, MZ, not really. They could for someone who is a Rami lover, but the thing is they do not have a compatible mag. You have to get the Rami mag. They're very expensive, difficult to find, and a lot of people do not consider the Rami a true CZ, even though it is a CZ. I'm not a big fan of it personally. Not saying there's anything wrong with it for the people who love it. If anything, I mean, I've seen them in gun stores sitting there used, and they're going for pretty cheap prices, even in today's market. So, for someone who really loves the Rami, they might be willing to pay a lot for it. But from what I'm seeing, they don't really hold a lot of value. Not like a PE01 or gosh, what's the other one? PCR. Sorry, there's so many damn nomenclatures. I'm trying to remember all the names of them. Floridian, have you seen any real changes in ammo supplies and prices lately? Not seeing anything in gun shows or online as my usual outlets. Academy is getting a lot more of it from what I'm seeing. The prices they've gone up a little bit at Academy, but not super crazy. Online pricing is starting to come down a little bit. I've been watching Grab a Gun, and they have been lowering some of their prices, where it was like $20 a box for like 5.56. Now it's going down to like $14.95, $17, So, hopefully this gets squared away. I think with Remington coming back and making ammo, I think it's helping. And some people are importing more ammo, so that's helping. But is it completely fixed? No. And, my prediction is with Biden throwing up all these more, gun grabs and all this other crap that he's trying to do, I think that's going to continue for the people with the panic buying. I will not go and panic buy. If it happens to be there and it's a good price, I'll pick it up. But if it's crazy prices and all this stuff I've seen at some places like $40 a box, I'm not picking that up. I don't need it. So. Yeah, Kathleen, you got to be smooth. You got to be a smooth operator when you're pulling something out of your pants. You can't prematurely pull something out of your pants. That'll get you in trouble. Yeah, and Keith, that's what I was saying. On the 365, this was the first edition that came out, the very first one. So. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. I haven't heard from him. I sent him the email, the link and everything, and I don't know if something happened on his end, but I never heard back. We had been communicating throughout the week, and I don't know if something came up or what, so I don't know. But I do want y'all to answer that. Do you want me to do the guest chat or the winner? Do y'all want me to do that maybe like once a month, twice a month, or do you want me to do it every week? I definitely would love to hear that from y'all. What should I have answered, Pistol Pete? You're saying I should have answered. Oh. Rabbi is saying, I guess he's asking Pistol Pete, I'm wondering if red or green shows up better with 1,000 lemons behind it. I have looked through a green dot. I have not owned one yet, and I'm not opposed to not owning one. What's funny is the fiber optic, like if I'm shooting just irons, I actually prefer a green fiber optic over a red fiber optic. I've only looked at them in the store. I haven't taken them out and done extensive testing with it. Trust me, I'm not opposed to it. But I just haven't seen an abundant amount of green red dots out there for sale. So when I go in, they might have one, but it might not be the model I want. Hello, Red Minutes. How are you? But I honestly don't have an opinion on a green dot yet. I have held one. I put it up in a green tree. Or no, I'm sorry. I did shoot a green one. I shot a mag through a green one. It wasn't mine. And it was a grass backing. It was at a match thing after we had finished, and it was a green backing, so it had grass on it, and it's a different color green, so it didn't like blend into the grass. But I was just shooting it fast. I didn't really key in on it, because the guy was in a hurry, but I did want to try it. So I did, and I can't remember what it was. I want to say it was a swamp fox, but I can't remember. I think it was a swamp fox, but this was a long time ago. Yeah, CZ97 is a solid gun, Frank. Okay, Brian's saying twice a month. Red Menace is saying once a month. 2 times per month, as long as people want to join, maybe twice a month, break in between. Yeah, because I did have some people that were like, hey, we want you to go back to answering questions. So that's, Floridian is saying maybe twice a month with a break in between. Ever thought about having a gun store owner or vendor or OEM on the chat for a direct viewpoint opinion? It's funny that you say that, Floridian, because I have some stuff in the works. I can't say who they are, but I do have some stuff in the works, and I think y'all are going to be excited about it. So we're trying to pin down an exact date that will work for them and me, and that is going to be happening. So just stay tuned. Bagger Bro is asking, have you shot any of the MP5 clones available? I have not shot the MP5 clones, but I have shot an MP5. And to be honest with you, and the CZ Scorpion and all that stuff, here's the deal. If you're an MP5 person and you find a good clone, I think you're going to love it. And nothing against the MP5. I think it's a cool gun, or PDW, if that's what you want to call it. I think they're cool. But for like home defense or something, I think that would be maybe a pretty good choice. Anything with a roller delay is much nicer than a blowback design. I will definitely say that, or just a standard blowback, because you get that like on the CZ Scorpion, and nothing's wrong with it. It's super accurate. But the MP5 is much nicer to shoot. But for me, this is just my opinion, they're fun to shoot, but they kind of lose the fun factor after a little while with me. They honestly do. So I would much rather have a 300 blackout, or even a 5.56 or a 7.62 by 39, or even a PCC. I really do love my AR-15 style, even though it's blowback too, and it takes Glock mags. I actually like it better than just the little MP5 clone thing or an MP5. Just my opinion. Like I said, I'm not knocking anybody that loves them, and I'm not, shoot what you like. But and I have shot a Banshee. Yeah, Bagger Bro, I have shot a Banshee, and it was nice. It was KS's. Yeah, the one that I shot was a fully automatic MP5, and it was cool. And that is the thing about PCCs, man. When you've got a ton of ammo, they're a blast. But the minute you get low on ammo, it's like, oh crap. I mean, they just go through the ammo like crazy. And MP5s, I mean, they are not cheap if you get the real one. And I've had opportunities. I think it was it's a brand PK something. It's an MP5 knockoff. I can't remember. PTR maybe. I think it's a PTR. I mean, heck, I had 2 of them at Texas Gun Experience that I could have bought, but I was just like, And I think even Honest Outlaw did a review on it and really liked it. An Uzi 9mm with laser sighting. There you go. Man, I've shot an Uzi. I shot the OG Uzi, and I was just like, okay, whatever. All right, Screaming Skulls. Shot my Steyr L9A1 today, only 50 rounds. It is crazy accurate. So I have 590 rounds through it with only 3 malfunctions, which is too many to have to serve as one of my defensive handguns. Still love it. Oh, cool. Yeah, I had the original, or not the original. I had the updated trigger version and of the Steyr, and I did a review on it, and I had it for a pretty good amount of time, and I just kind of lost interest in it. And that's the thing when you have a lot of polymer, call them polymer Wonder Nines. After a while, I'm just like, yeah, they kind of, not that they're all the same because the Steyr is definitely different, but they just kind of started running together. A lot of them did. And the Steyr, the trapezoidal sights weren't bad. They were different, but they weren't bad. But, it needed more stippling. I mean, there was some things. Now with the new version, they fixed all that other than the trapezoidal sights. But, like I said, I just kind of lost interest in it. And I had a guy who wanted to buy it from me, so I sold it to him. Holy crap. Gary is saying, saw a 50 round box of Fiocchi 44 mag ammo yesterday, priced at $80. Same store had PMC 25 hollow points for $20 not too long ago. Wow. That's expensive, but 44 mag is not cheap. Not cheap. Whew. Damn, Floridian's coming in with the hard questions. So you can now only own one gun, period. Handgun, rifle, shotgun, etc. What would it be? You can only have one gun. Does a tank count? Can I count it as a tank? In all seriousness, if I can only have one, it would have to be a rifle. I would take it down to a PDW, so it'll be easier to carry and lighter. And I would probably, because of the firepower, the capacity, and everything, it would probably be my POF. And these are guns that I would have to own, of course. I would say my POF 308 12.5. How's that for you? Because you can do a lot of things with pistols, but if you had to depend on it for food and things like that, and really taking on a threat, I would definitely not only want a pistol. So how does that catch you? 12.5, 308. With the can, of course. That would be my choice. Thanks. That's a tough one, Floridian. Luckily, I'm not in the situation where I only have to choose one, but if I had to, that would be the one. Just because it would pretty much do it all. But we're getting very close. If y'all haven't hit that thumbs up, please do. I definitely appreciate it. It really means a lot. And, if you have any more questions, please, let's get them in here. I will try to answer anything that I can before we head out. But, and anything that y'all want to see coming up on the channel, even things that I've reviewed in the past, do you want to see any follow-up videos? I've had some people ask, and I've got them written down, so I'm going to try to get to those. But anything in particular that you want to see, like gun versus gun, I do have a new series that I'm going to be starting. So that will, hopefully y'all will like it, but it's going to be a different take, a different way, and it's going to be hopefully a better angle, but that's about as many hints as I can give away. But I think it's going to be pretty cool, and I think y'all will like it. Keith Gregory, Big Johnson Guns and Gear. Thought you would have said High Point carbine. No, but I actually owned one. Back in the day, I bought it for $75. It was a High Point carbine. It was before they came out with the new stock. It was the old one. I think it was the original one. And what was funny is I used to call it, and this is gonna time me, show how old I am. But I used to call it my Planet of the Apes gun. But I bought it for $75. I literally never cleaned it because if you know anything about the high point carbines, it takes 2 hours to pull the damn thing apart. So the only thing I did was I would pull it back, I would run a bore snake through it, I would throw a little bit of oil in it, and that's all I did to it. And I probably cleaned it like every 2,500 rounds or something, but the damn thing ran. It freaking ran. I dropped it off the back of my truck one time and I broke a hunk of the polymer off the front stock and it still worked. I mean, I only ran the factory mags because I think there was a thing that I heard about that if you ran the Pro Mag, it would void the warranty. And what's funny is I sold it to my uncle and, or I'm sorry, my uncle's son. He just had to have it. He just had to have it. So I sold it to him. I think I sold it for like $125 because I did a little cheesy red dot on it and stuff and a cheap flashlight. So I sold all that to him. And he still has that gun to this day. And he has sent it in for warranty work. They replaced the little front foregrip thing that broke when I dropped it off the back of the truck. They put a new foregrip on it for him. He sent it back for, I think it was an extractor or something, but anyway, they replaced it. I mean, that thing has to be, shit, it has to be 20 years old or 15, it's 15 or 20 years old. Yeah, I thank all of y'all. Everybody's saying great chat. Like I said, y'all are the ones that make this happen. So I really appreciate all of y'all being on here. Came up with some great questions and some hard questions. I try to keep it all real, Floridian. You know, if I haven't shot it, I'll tell you I haven't shot it. You know, I mean, there's no reason to fib around about it, you know. And Frank is definitely hit this. Pro Mags are garbage. Everything they make is shit. And I'll just say it's not garbage. It's pure shit. None of their crap is reliable. It's just they sell all that shit at Academy and people go buy that and carry those stupid, you know, stupid ass mags hanging out of there. I'm surprised they don't hang them out of revolvers or something. I mean, their stuff is just garbage. Pro Mag crap is, but yeah, as much crap as we give High Point and even the High Point pistols, I mean, they're made out of freaking pot metal. I mean, the damn things work, you know. They're not the most accurate, but they freaking work. So if that's all, a matter of fact, a buddy of mine owns a wrecker company, and in every one of his wreckers, he actually has a High Point 9mm pistol. And every one of his wreckers, his guys all have their LTC. And every time when they leave to get into their wrecker, they have to check out their gun. So he's got 9 wreckers. I think he's got 9 High Points, and it's like number 1, number 2. And on the grip, it's spray painted on the grip of the number of the truck. So if it's the number 1 wrecker on the grips, it has a big number 1 spray painted on there. And when they check out their wrecker for the day, they check out the gun, and he has a little holster thing that he's put in the door. And that's where they keep them, just as a backup. And a lot of guys carry guns on themselves, like quality guns, but that's like their backup for the wrecker. And he's been doing it for freaking years, and they all work. He takes them out and cleans them and oils them and then puts them back in the locker, and they have to check them out. Yeah, I'll agree with this on Wield and Weld Arm. When I did that 5-to-1 metal frame pistol video, my top 6, so to say, that was a very hard video to do. Red Menace, any advice for buying entry-level irons, clubs, not sights? I know what you're talking about because I know that you were talking, you were going to get back in or getting into golf. It just depends on where you are now. I would definitely get, if you're entry level, I would get a game improvement iron, which means the iron itself is going to have built-in loft. So like a pitching wedge will really be a 9-iron, and an 8-iron will really be a 7-iron. They just bump up the lofts so you can hit them farther. They've got a bigger face on them. They've got a huge cavity back on it, which is for forgiveness, because I play blades, and you definitely don't want blades for entry level. And the driver, like Callaway makes some big drivers. You want something that has a larger face and is very forgiving. But and then on the putter, it's going to be up to you. But I recommend Scotty Cameron's, but they're expensive. But it's really, your price range, of course, is going to be a big thing too. But that's what I would recommend. And I would go with like a TaylorMade, a Callaway, whatever you like. I would go with a reputable brand because in those makes, you're going to have better resale value. When you advance and you go to a blade, or you go to a hybrid, which is kind of a cavity back / blade, you're going to have better resale value, and you will want to upgrade once you get better at golf. Yes, Pistol Pete, there's no reason to bullshit about it. I mean, if shit's shit, it's going to stay shit. So can't polish a turd. Keith Gregory, it is this little baby right there, the Staccato C2 Duo. Titleist AP1s. Yeah, Titleist makes good irons. Some of those are cast. So I know that some are forged, but I'm a forged player. I do not like cast clubs at all. I like forged. They are more expensive, but you actually get better feedback from them. So that's my opinion. And I'm a big feel player with golf. So when I hit the ball, I mean, I could close my eyes and hit the ball, and I could tell you if I squared it, flushed it, if I shanked it, if I towed it, heeled it. I get a lot of feedback with forged overcast clubs. And most of your big cavity backs are going to be cast. That's just the way they make them. You can find them every once in a while with a forged set, but they're going to be like another, sometimes $300 more. And it's kind of like the difference between a forged lower and a cast lower. So, hey man, it's the same with shooting, Red Menace. Everybody has to start somewhere. So it doesn't matter if you're hitting from the ladies, you're hitting from wherever you're out there playing. So you'll trust me, when I play with my buddies, they make my ass play from the back tees, and they play the whites, and I'm back there at the freaking golds or something. So that, yeah, Jay Harrow actually used to be a -2, so I was actually better than scratch. But probably not now. I haven't even swung a golf club in probably a year and a half. But it's kind of like riding a bike. I know I could do it. Well, Red Menace, I told you what I used to do. So when I did, the LDA, like when they're hitting from the far fronts from the whites, they're hitting their drive out there, and I'm at the back tee hitting my drive, and I blow past them 50 to 75 yards. So, yeah. They make me play from back there. Also, if you're getting into golf balls, you're going to deal with a 1-piece, 2-piece, 3-piece. Some even have 4-piece balls. Don't worry about the ball. Just get some cheap golf balls. Just get cheap. Don't try to buy Titleist Pro Vs or any of that stuff, because you're probably going to blow them all off in the water or in the woods. So just stick with a distance ball, a 1-piece. You're not going to get a lot of feel. You're not going to get spin. So don't worry about that. But that's not what you're wanting to do. You're needing distance right now. So just get a 1-piece golf ball. And you can buy them at, I hate going to Dick's because they don't like AR-15s and stuff, but you can get golf balls at Dick's and stuff super cheap. even Walmart. Hell, you can get them at Walmart if you want. I don't even like going to Walmart, but whatever. Anything else y'all got this evening? It's about 8:08, so we're going to be shutting this bad boy down. But, if y'all want, I do have some reviews coming up. I did get some more stuff in. Well, hell, I'll just go ahead and tell you. If you're interested in, and I've got it in for testing, it's at home. I just got it in this week, but I haven't been there. Lock Grips came out with a new solid brass flashlight for USPSA, or I'm sorry, US, yes, okay, for shooting. And it is a frame weight, but it is a flashlight. It has a teeny little flashlight in it. It actually lights up. So I'm going to be testing it. I'm going to test it with polymer guns. I'm going to test it with steel guns. I'm going to do some transitions. I'm going to see how it, if it's freaking heavy as crap, I'm going to put it on some all steel guns. But I think it's going to be pretty cool. I've just got to check it out and stuff. I did get a couple other things from them, but they do have it up and for sale now. So if you want to buy the flashlight, you can go on and order it now. You could use my code. It's BJGG10. That'll save you 10% off of it. It's really badass. I mean, it's going to be freaking heavy, but I think it's going to be pretty cool to play around with and see what I think about it. I'm going to test it for holster compatibility also. I'll even put it on the Staccato and run it. But from what I understand, it could fit in some TLR1 holsters, potentially Surefire holsters. But I've got a holster I think it's going to fit in for my battle belt. So I'm going to try to put it in that and run it on the Shadow and some other guns, but the Shadow too. So I think it's going to be pretty cool. And it's a good looking light. I mean, or frame weight, whatever you want to call it. But if y'all don't have anything else, we will shut this bad boy down. But I appreciate all of y'all so much. If you have any questions after the chat, please leave the questions. I will try to catch up on all of them and get y'all some answers. Let me know what your favorite gun is. Is there any gun out now that you're really looking for? I'm still excited about the DWX if it ever comes out. The only thing I can think is, I think they're having the NRA show in Houston. I think it's in the fourth quarter. I'm just wondering if Dan Wesson is going to drop it and actually say that it's coming out at the NRA show, because I think they're holding out for it. Now, I don't have any secret information, but I think they're holding out for it, and they're probably going to drop it at the NRA show. That's what I'm hoping for. So maybe we've got something to look forward to that. But I appreciate everyone out there. Y'all all have a great night. Stay safe. Carry on, everyone. Take care.